Hi there, and welcome back to the channel. I'm so excited to have you here with us today. If you're new, welcome to Orange Interior Design, where we share tips and inspiration to help you create a home that's not only stylish, but perfectly suited to your personal tastes and lifestyle. If you love interior design, or maybe you're just looking to refresh your space, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss out on our latest design tips. And if you find today's video helpful, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. It really helps support the channel and lets me know you're enjoying the content. So today we're going to be talking about some quick and easy ways to refresh your living room. Whether you're working with a small space or a larger room, these tips are going to help you breathe new life into your living room without a full-blown renovation. That's right. You won't need to knock down any walls or spend a fortune on new furniture. We'll be focusing on those little changes that have a big impact. Whether it's rearranging furniture, updating your soft furnishings, or introducing some new accessories, there are so many simple ways to transform your space. Now, I want to start with one of the easiest and most effective changes you can make: rearranging your furniture. It sounds simple, but you'd be amazed at how shifting things around can completely change the vibe of your living room. When I'm working with clients, this is often the first thing I recommend when they're looking for a refresh. Take a look at your space and ask yourself, is the current layout really working for you? Is your furniture maximizing the space, or is it making things feel cluttered or cramped? A great place to start is by identifying your room's focal point. Every living room has one. It could be a fireplace, a large window, or even your TV. Your furniture should be arranged in a way that directs attention to that focal point. In smaller rooms, you'll want to keep things light and airy by avoiding the temptation to push all your furniture against the walls. I know it sounds counterintuitive, but floating furniture, that is, pulling it away from the walls, can actually make a room feel larger and more open. If you have a larger living room, think about zoning the space. For example, you could create a cozy seating area for conversations and a separate zone for watching TV, or even a small reading nook. Zoning is a great way to make a larger room feel more intimate and functional, and it ensures that each part of the space has a clear purpose. While you're thinking about rearranging your furniture, consider the flow of traffic in your room. How do you and your family move through the space? Are there any awkward areas where you're constantly bumping into furniture? A simple rearrangement can clear up those problem areas and make the room feel more open and inviting. And if you're feeling adventurous, why not try an angle? Angling your sofa or armchair can soften the edges of a room and create a more dynamic, less rigid feel. Now that we've talked about rearranging, let's move on to decluttering. I know it's not the most glamorous part of interior design, but trust me, clearing out the excess can be incredibly liberating and can make your living room feel like a whole new space. Over time, we tend to accumulate things: magazines, trinkets, and all sorts of odds and ends that we don't necessarily need or even notice anymore. Take a moment to look around your living room. Are there things that no longer serve a purpose or that you no longer love? If so, it might be time to let them go. Decluttering doesn't mean stripping your room of personality, quite the opposite. By removing the excess, you're allowing your favorite items and design choices to take center stage. Plus, a decluttered room just feels more calming and organized, which can do wonders for your mental space as well. Speaking of things that stand out, let's talk about soft furnishings. These are probably the easiest and most cost-effective ways to update your living room. We're talking cushions, throws, rugs, and curtains. These small items can make a big difference in the overall look and feel of the space. One of my favorite tricks is to switch out your cushions seasonally. For example, in the summer, you might want to go for lighter, brighter fabrics, while in the winter, you could opt for rich, warm textures like velvet or wool. This not only keeps things fresh, but it also allows your living room to feel in tune with the changing seasons. Another thing to consider is color. Are you working with a neutral palette right now? Maybe you're itching for a pop of color. You don't need to repaint the walls to make a bold statement. Simply introduce some colorful accessories like cushions, a vibrant throw, or even a bold piece of artwork. Bright colors like mustard yellow, deep blues, or even jewel tones can instantly lift the mood of your living room. On the other hand, if your living room is already full of bold colors, maybe it's time to tone things down with some neutral accessories. Soft creams, grays, and natural tones can create a more calming, serene atmosphere, especially if you're craving a little more relaxation in your space. And while we're talking about textiles, let's not forget about texture. Adding layers of texture is one of the best ways to make a room feel more dynamic and interesting. Try mixing and matching different fabrics. Combine a plush velvet cushion with a chunky knit throw, or balance a sleek leather sofa with a fluffy rug. These contrasts add depth and tactile interest, making the space feel more inviting. A room that plays with texture feels cozy, layered, and thoughtfully designed. Okay, so let's move on to artwork and decor. Wall art is one of the easiest ways to refresh your living room, and it's incredibly versatile. You don't need to spend a fortune on new art. Sometimes just moving things around can make a world of difference. Have a look at the pieces you already own. Maybe you have a favorite painting in the hallway that would look perfect above your sofa, or some family photos that could be grouped together for a beautiful gallery wall. A gallery wall is a great way to add a personal touch to your living room. You can mix and match frames, photos, prints, and even personal mementos to create something truly unique and meaningful. If you don't have a lot of art yet, no worries. Even hanging a large mirror can transform your living room. Mirrors are especially great for smaller spaces because they reflect light and make the room feel larger and brighter. And they're not just functional. Mirrors come in so many different styles, from sleek and modern to vintage and ornate, so you can easily find one that fits your decor. Speaking of light, let's talk about lighting. Lighting can completely transform the mood of a room, and yet it's something that's often overlooked. If you're relying on just one overhead light, you're missing out on the opportunity to create a more layered, inviting atmosphere. Try adding layers of light. This means combining your main overhead light with task lighting, like table lamps and floor lamps, and accent lighting, like fairy lights or even candles. A dimmer switch is a great investment too. It allows you to adjust the lighting depending on the time of day or the mood you want to create. Lighting is so much more than just functional. It's about creating ambience. For example, if you love reading in your living room, make sure you've got a cozy reading lamp next to your favorite armchair. Or if you entertain guests often, think about installing some subtle accent lights to highlight artwork or a feature wall. These little touches can make a big difference in how your space feels. Next, let's talk about plants. Adding greenery is such a simple way to bring life into your living room. Plants not only look beautiful, but they also improve air quality and add a sense of calm and tranquility. If you're worried about keeping plants alive, don't stress. There are plenty of low-maintenance options out there, like succulents, snake plants, or pothos, which thrive with very little care. And if you're feeling creative, you could even group different sizes and types of plants to create a little indoor jungle. A tall plant in the corner, paired with a few smaller ones on your coffee table or windowsill, can add so much visual interest and freshness to your space. And if real plants aren't your thing, there are plenty of artificial options that look just as good and don't require any upkeep. You can also incorporate other natural elements like woven baskets, wooden trays, or dried flowers to add warmth and texture to your living room. Finally, let's talk about furniture updates. Now, I'm not saying you need to go out and buy all new furniture, but sometimes swapping out just one or two key pieces can make a huge difference. For example, maybe you've been eyeing a new coffee table, or you're thinking about replacing your old armchair with something more modern. If you're working on a budget, try looking for second-hand pieces or visiting your local vintage shops. Mixing new and old furniture can create a unique, eclectic look that's full of character. And don't be afraid to experiment with styles. If your living room is feeling a little too matchy-matchy, try introducing something unexpected. A modern chair in an otherwise traditional room, or a vintage side table in a sleek contemporary space. The contrast can add so much personality and make your living room feel more thoughtfully curated. So there you have it, tons of easy, affordable ways to refresh your living room without the need for a full renovation. From rearranging furniture and decluttering to adding texture, artwork, and plants, these small changes can have a huge impact on your space. Whether you're looking for a full transformation or a quick update, I hope these tips have inspired you to get creative and experiment with your living room design. If you're planning to try any of these ideas, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear how you're updating your space. And of course, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on our future design tips and inspiration. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, happy decorating.